everybody, Lori Duff here from the Cowgirl Channel of Canada. I am here in Lloydminster this weekend at Everything Equine, and it's been an amazing weekend so far. I've had so much fun. I'm always kind of on the hunt, or I'm always in a great opportunity to meet some women for my show for the Cowgirl Channel of Canada, and I happened upon this beautiful lady, Colleen McGale. Thank you, Colleen, for joining us for this show.
Of course, thanks so much for having me. This is fun.
Yeah, it's great, and it's, you know what, guys, it's stuff like this that happens that makes me believe in what it is that I'm doing, because I love a little bit about your story.
Thank you.
So tell us, Colleen, just a little bit about yourself, like where you grew up, where you're from, and a little bit about how we happened to find each other this weekend.
For sure. So I'm from Tofield, Alberta. I grew up there. And my husband and I just bought my childhood home, so we spent all last year renovating, which was a lot of fun. We moved my parents in with us as well, so it's a big happy family.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. So then I started with Verstara in 2011. My horse passed away, and I had a chunk of his tail, and I knew I wanted to do something with it, and the only places I could find was in the States. And I just didn't want to send it away, so I thought, how hard can it be? So I wasted his entire tail practicing. And getting mad and practicing again, and all I have left is a tiny little tough tassel, which comes to all the trade shows with me. And so yeah, and then it grew from there. So once I learned how to do a bracelet, then I started doing necklaces, and then a friend's horse would pass away, so I'd give them one. And something else would happen, I'd give them one, and then people started to want to buy them, and it just snowballed. And then in about 2016, 17, people kept asking me, well, can you do rings? And I said, well, no, because I'm not a goldsmith.
Right.
So after enough people asked, I found a goldsmith that would work with me and do the designs that I wanted the way I wanted it.
Beautiful.
For the
So you were very hands-on with that part of the business.
Yes, like all the designs I've designed myself, draw them up, give them to my goldsmith. He brings them to life for me. And then I weave the hair and set it in, and it took off.
Wow. What's the name of the company again?
Verstara.
Verstara, and Verstara has a very specific meaning behind why you created the name.
It does. It's a blend of 3 of my old Arabs that have passed away. So we've got Seaver. He was the first one. He's the one who now comes to all the trade shows with me. And there's Star, and she was another little gray Arab. And then Ark, he gets the A at the end.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I love that. You know, that personalizing it when we're in business for ourselves. Sometimes people don't realize when they see something like that, like the name, they just they don't ask. They don't want to really know. But it's so neat to find out stuff like that. Sometimes when I'm around people, especially in the horse industry, and I hear a very unique horse name, I always ask, and there's such a great story behind it. So that's fantastic. I love that.
Thank you.
Because it gives you a little bit of a foundation. People get to know a little bit more about you personally.
It's a little bit more, it's not so industrialized. It's not just another business.
Very personal.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about like your upbringing. Like when you grew up, like was this something that you dreamed you were going to do?
No, I never grew up thinking, I think I'm going to make horsehair bracelets for a living. I did. Actually, I found in my dad's toolbox one day, I made some tassels when I was a kid.
Nice.
So I'd taken my horse's manes and tails, wrapped them in leather. And so apparently it was foreshadowed some time ago. Yeah. But
just buried. You didn't realize it was in
I
there.
had no idea it was in there. So yeah, I probably did that when I was about 10 or 11.
Wow.
And then, I grew up riding horses, and I've done a little bit of everything. I'm now in love with barrel racing. And I kind of had a few jobs in between being a kid and starting this. And
nice.
So yeah.
So when you were growing up and you had those horses doing a variety of things, like we all do, because we're trying to figure out everything else. Was there a fun fact of something that happened, like a story where, like, I know I specifically have one, my daughter would be like totally like mortified if I told it, but you know which one I'm talking about. She
now
was
I
little.
need to know.
Yeah, but that story will always stay with me.
There is one.
Okay.
It's horrible. It's such a... So we had this little pony, God bless his heart. His name was Peanut. I do have a ring I have named after him as well. So he was a little Shetland, and you know what they're like.
Yes.
And we wanted to have a little wagon that we could be pulled around in. My parents were like, well, we don't have a wagon, so get creative. So my niece and I, she's only 2 years younger than me, we were probably 12, maybe less at the time. And we had one of those old lounger chairs, like for sunning, and it was metal, had the slat so you'd put the cushion on. So we ripped the cushion off. It had some wheels on it so you could wheel it around, and we're like, we'll use this. This is a great idea. So we're sitting in it, I'm sitting in it. We're ready to go. And we tied it with baler twine to the saddle, and my niece was on the pony. I'm like, go, let's go. And we're going through the hayfield as fast as we can. This poor little pony's just running his little legs off. and we're going, and the thing is bouncing, and then it flips, and it catches my ankle, and it drags me, and she's just going because we're having a blast, right? So she finally stops, and it's dug right into my ankle, and I've still got a scar there. But we couldn't tell mom and dad because then we wouldn't be allowed to do it again. So we vet wrapped it. Off we went. So yeah,
don't do this at home,
don't do this at home, kids.
Learn.
This was a bad idea.
Yeah,
it
but
was a lot of fun.
It's a great story, and you've got the scars to prove it.
Exactly.
It's so fun, you know, when we're talking, when I'm talking to other women in this show, and I find some of that stuff, it's funny when I ask that question in the interview, and people draw from it, and you would not believe, I think if you go through all the interviews, 79% of the interviews have a story about a pony.
They're always,
no joke.
always the pony.
There's a story about a pony, and it's so fun.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy to have met you, Colleen.
Yes.
I think your product, I don't know if anybody caught any of my lives while I was here this weekend. Colleen's in the backdrop somewhere there, and I think you have someone with you at your booth. Who's that?
Yes, my mom. She
Awesome.
comes to all the trade shows with me. They usually fall on her birthday as well. So next year we're at a trade show on her 75th birthday. Wow. So we're going to try to make it special.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Is it?
Yes.
Well, happy early birthday. That's exciting.
I'm always at an event for my birthday too. That's funny.
Well, happy early birthday. That's
Thank
exciting.
You.
So yeah, it's a great place to spend your birthday.
Absolutely. So having your mom with you, that's a big support, right?
It is. She's so much fun because if it doesn't go well, then I get to pay her in hugs. And but no, it's really nice because she goes away to Arizona for the winter.
Nice.
So like this one she flew back for.
Okay.
So I haven't seen her since Christmas, so she came back here and we get to spend all weekend together.
Yeah.
We get girls' night in the hotel having wine, and then we come back here and spend the day together. So it's really fun.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one of the things too that comes out of this show a little bit, girls, is I talk about it randomly here and there in some of the interviews, and it always comes up about my mom, and my mom is always really important. And I had a couple of beautiful young 4-H girls in my clinics here this weekend, and I always love to inspire the youth. And one of the things that I said to this little 6-year-old girl, Meredith, that was in my clinic was, your mom's pretty special and she loves you, and I know my mom's pretty special and she loves me, and I tell everybody all the time, you only get one mom, so you gotta love your mom, right?
Absolutely, yes.
So Colleen, for your business and what you're doing right now, what do you see for your future for the business? Like, where's it going? Like, are you happy where you are right now with doing the events and stuff?
Yeah, I love doing the events. I have a lot of business online, so that's where I only do 1 to 2 shows a year.
Okay.
So a lot of people find me online that way, and I see this going till my hands can't do it anymore.
Awesome.
I love doing it, and it's helping people. I like the idea that I can help. I always say I help keep horses with their people, even after they're gone.
I love
so for me, it's healing. It's all about healing and helping people find closure and just keep that little part that they need.
You and I had a little bit of a conversation. Yes. I told you about my unfortunate loss in the last couple of weeks, but you know, you talked a little bit about that. So you're a little bit more diversified. You do not only do equine, you do other pets as well, right?
So I do pets and people as well.
Right.
So I offer cremation jewelry and specialized custom rings and stuff like that with ashes and fur, and so you can keep pets, keep your people, and keep your horses.
With you.
Yes, exactly.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
Colleen, you know what? It's such a treat, and if you guys haven't had a chance yet, the link and everything will be in the interview, and I'll do a bit of promotional stuff about my meetup here at this weekend's event here with Colleen, and give you all the information so you can go online and have a look at her products and reach out to her and talk to her a little bit about.
I'm friendly. I'm easy to get along with.
She's super friendly. We're getting along great. But one of the things that I'd love for you to tell our audience, if there was a young girl out there watching and she had a niche to do some crafting and to master her crafting like you've done, and you've put the passion into it and the love and the ambition to get out there and do what you're doing now and to love it, what would you say to that young woman?
Don't quit. Don't stop, and don't let the competition get you down.
Good.
There's always going to be other people doing the same thing you do.
Yeah.
It's just about doing it the way you want to do it.
Okay.
Put your own spin on it. Yeah. Make it your own. Yeah. And if it's your own and you're authentic about it, people are going to come to you.
Right.
So yeah, my biggest thing is don't quit.
Good.
Because I could have quit after I'd lost my entire horse's tail and went, this is stupid and not working.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I just kept going and just keep pushing. And if you have an idea, try it.
Right.
And if it didn't work that time, try it again. Right. And if it doesn't work, then try something different. Like, I'm all about growing it. Make it bigger, make it better. Just do what you can to put your craft out there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit too about you kind of networking through me and through other women, like-minded women.
Yes.
And I talk a lot about that, women supporting women.
Yes.
And not just in this industry, in every industry and in every part of our lives, because I think it's really important that if you have an opportunity to lend a helping hand to do so. And you and I talked about you offering some mentorship, so for people to learn from you what you're doing, and that's a really big part. So is that something that your ambition or your passion is going to push you towards, is to actually educate people how to do it?
I would like to. I'd like to actually have course where I can teach people. Right now I offer tutorials on YouTube and do-it-yourself kits so people can learn to do it. I give full instruction on how to do it.
Wow.
And I'm available, like, give me a call, I'll help you out kind of thing, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm sound like you're a new learner, like me. Just pick up the phone and call me.
Yeah, just call me, it's fine. I give out my personal phone number on my website. So people call me all the time, and that's another thing for young women or anybody starting off too, is reach out to somebody. Ask them, hey, I'm learning, can you help me?
Exactly.
Worst they can say is no, and you find someone else.
Move on to the next.
But I like to help other people do it, because as far as I'm concerned, there is enough for everybody. Like I'm not trying to hoard this to myself.
And you have some of the jewelry.
I do. I held my Shirley ring.
I love this. This is
actually
so
brand
beautiful.
new. I finished it just before this show and brought it.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about doing something custom for me as well, because it's a very personal experience, and I think that's the gift that you have. You're offering something very personable, and just me meeting you and not even knowing very much about the product or what you've gone through to get to where you are today, but your personality came way through.
Oh, well, thank you. I try.
And you know what? I think that's all we need to do too, is just a little bit. And sometimes it's uncomfortable. We get out there and we're doing stuff. Like when I first started doing this, I was like, I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know. Is everybody going to like it? But I love it. I love what I'm doing.
That's the important part.
And I want to try to do something to make some change. And I think what you're offering is beautiful, because you know, it's not just about women and about jewelry. It's about sentimental value, and it's about what you've been through in your life, and you're giving something back to somebody special that they can have and carry with them until they're passed on.
Exactly.
And I love that.
Thank you so much.
Colleen, it was so nice to meet you.
You
Honestly,
as well.
This has been such a treat for me, and we've had so much success here at this event. You can find Colleen back here in Lloydminster at Everything Equine next year.
Yes, for sure.
You can find me hopefully here, and if you're interested in being a vendor yourself or reaching out and learning a little bit about what Colleen offers, please reach out to her. All of her contact information and her social media will be on the YouTube channel. And thank you so much, Colleen. It was
Thank you for having
me.
This was a great time.
I know, it's wonderful. It was just wonderful. You're a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
And you know what? That's a big thing in this industry.
It
and
is,
that's what
to
I
find
love.
real people, right?
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. This is great.